It's Miss Patty from Sunday School. Are you ready to start with a little activity? Let's do head and shoulders, knees and toes. I'll step back a little bit here so you can see me and I'm not off the screen. Are you ready? Let me fix that just a little bit. Okay, here we go. We'll start slow. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Okay, you ready to speed it up? Let's see if we can do it really fast right away. We won't go a little bit fast, we'll go all the way fast. Can you say it and do it too? Here we go. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Did you do it? All right, let's do it medium speed now. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. I got kind of mixed up on the eyes and ears that time. We have an interesting story for today. There's something special about this week. Do you know about celebrating daddies? This is the week where we get to celebrate daddies. And it's supposed to be on Sunday is Daddy's Day, Father's Day. But you know, you can celebrate your daddy all week long. It doesn't have to just be on Sunday. So we have some fun stuff today. Let's do our Bible story first. Do you remember how we've been talking about those two brothers? Remember Esau? Esau was the big, strong one. He was pretty hairy. And he liked to do what? Do you remember? He liked to go out hunting. He liked to do outdoor things. And which parent liked him best? His daddy liked him best. What was his daddy's name? Do you remember? Isaac. Good. And then there was the brother. They were twins, but the brother, they didn't look alike. This brother was smaller. He didn't have red hair, and he wasn't as hairy. This one kind of looks hairy like our Esau, but he wasn't really as hairy. He was a lot smaller. And what kinds of things did he like to do? He liked to do cooking and inside things, didn't he? And which of his parents liked him best? His mommy. And do you remember her name? Rebecca. Well, you know, it's not really good for mommies and daddies to have one kid that they like better than the other. It causes problems. And usually in families, it's not like that because usually mommies and daddies love all their kids. And they have enough love in their heart for every single one of their boys and girls. And they don't love one more. They might like something about a child. Maybe one child's more creative and maybe another child is better at mechanics. But they love them all the same. So today is a story from the Bible about the problems that it caused in their family because Isaac and Rebekah did not love their kids the same. They had favorites, and they made some bad choices. So our story today is about those bad choices. Let me move this so you can see our flannel board. A lot of time had passed, and Jacob and Esau were grown men now. They weren't just little boys. And their daddy had gotten really, really old. And he was so old that his eyes didn't work very well anymore. He couldn't see. Sometimes we've played a game where you can't see. Well, he couldn't see all the time because he was so old. And he had decided, since Jacob had taken his inheritance, taken Esau's inheritance, he'd taken his, I forgot the word for that. All I can think of is the blessing, because our story today is over the blessing. So he had taken Esau's inheritance. And Isaac wanted to give Esau his blessing so that Esau would have something. And so here's Esau. Remember, he's got red hair, he's big and strong, kind of hairy. And his father called him and he said, I'm hungry. Will you go get me something special to eat? And when you come back, I want to give you your blessing. Well, Esau was a good son. He was an obedient son. And so he went out to find some special meat. But Rebecca really didn't do a good thing. Rebecca had been listening. She overheard what Isaac said. Now remember who was Rebecca's favorite, right? Jacob. Jacob was Rebecca's favorite. And Rebecca called to Jacob and she said, come here. She did it when Isaac couldn't hear. She said, come here, I want to tell you what to do. You do what I tell you to do. I want you to go out and get a couple of goats, and I want your father to give you the blessing. Well, Jacob didn't really want to do that, but he wanted to be obedient to his mother. So he went out and he got the goats and made them into a special stew for his father. But he said to his mother, my father's going to know this is not me. I don't look like Esau or feel like Esau. His mother said, you let me take care of that. So when he came back with the meat, she fixed him up with the goat skins so that he would feel hairy. And she also gave him some of Esau's clothes to wear so he would smell like Esau. And she told him, go in and give that to your father. So he went in, just like his mother told him to do, and he gave the special food to Isaac. And Isaac said, who are you? Jacob didn't tell the truth. He did what his mother said, but he didn't tell the truth. He said, I'm Esau. Well, Isaac couldn't see. Remember, his eyes were blinded. And he said, come here. Let me touch you. And so he touched him, but he felt like Esau because he had the goat skins on. He felt hairy. It was a trick. But it wasn't a fun trick. It wasn't a good trick. It was a lie. It's never good to lie. So he felt him, and he said, but how did you make this so quickly? And Jacob said, well, God provided for me. I was able to get the meat quickly. That was another lie, because really he just went out and got the goats, right? Well, Isaac listened, and he said, but you don't sound like Esau's voice. And Jacob said it was Esau. And so he smelled him. Isaac could smell his clothes, and he smelled the goats. And he said, yeah, it must be Esau because I can smell Esau, and he feels like Esau, and he brought me the meal that I told Esau to bring. So he did give him the blessing. Maybe I have that blessing right here in my Bible. Let's see if I have it open to that. Here it is. Ah, the smell of my son is like the smell of a field, and the Lord has blessed. May God give you heaven's dew and of earth's riches, and abundance of grain and new wine. May nations serve you and people bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers, and may the sons of your mother bow down to you. May those who curse you be cursed, and those who bless you be blessed. So he gave Jacob the blessing, thinking that he had given it to Esau. So Esau was supposed to get the birthright, and Jacob tricked him. And Isaac wanted to give Esau the blessing, but Jacob and his mother lied, and that's how Jacob got the blessing too. Well, he went away. He had tricked his daddy. And then Esau came back from hunting. And he went to see his daddy, and he was going to give him some soup. But Isaac said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm Esau. You told me to go get you some special food." And Isaac said, "Oh, but who was just here? I thought I gave my blessing to you." Oh no. He discovered he'd given his blessing not to Esau, but to Jacob. Well, Rebekah overheard that. How do you think Esau felt? First, he was tricked out of his birthright, and then he lost the blessing. He said to his father, "Can't you give me something else?" His father said, "No, I gave it all to Jacob." Well, Esau was sad, and then he was mad. And he was so mad that Rebekah knew he might do bad things. He might hurt his brother. He might even kill his brother. And so she told her favorite son, "You have to run away, go far away and live with other family members." I think it was her brother she sent him to, far away. And so her favorite son had to run away, and she didn't see him for many, many years. And Esau was sad, and Isaac was sad. Jacob was banished, and he was sad, and Rebekah was sad. It's kind of a hard story, isn't it? You know, that's what happens when people lie. Bad things come of it. So the Bible tells us to tell the truth. And this story is a good example of what happens when we don't tell the truth. Here's our worksheet today. It says, speak the truth to each other. Here it is. Speak the truth to each other. And what they've done here is they've put a blurry picture on there. Kind of like when you tell the truth, you're telling blurry words. I have to move so that I can see this, otherwise I can't tell when the camera is picking it up. There we go. So there's some blurry pictures. If you can't tell what those are, it's because they're blurry. But we have stickers. And our stickers are so we can figure out what it would be like if it was showing the real picture. And so here's a sticker right here. It looks a little bit like that one, so it goes right there. When you tell the truth, it's clear, it's not blurry. Here's another one. You see that one? It's a little puppy dog, isn't it? Let's put it over here by the puppy dog. That's what it should look like, not blurry. There's some more. Can you see the kitty? Can you tell which one of these pictures is blurry with a kitty? It's this one over here, isn't it? Let me peel off the kitty sticker. There's the kitty looking blurry, and here's the kitty not blurry. Okay, here's something and here's something. They look like they're from playing in the water. And here we have a sand and a pail and a beach ball. So when you tell the truth, things are clear. And here's the beach ball over here. And that's how it's supposed to look, nice and clear. On the other side, it wants to know which one comes next. Take the lid off my pen. So this is the first one. Esau's supposed to go out hunting, and Rebecca overhears. She tells Jacob what he's supposed to do. Now you can tell that this one comes next because see how there's two notches here? And over here there's two bumps. Those two bumps would fit into those notches. So now here's a cutout that looks a little bit like a triangle or a pyramid. We have to find what would go in that one. That will be the next one. Here's some, but there's a whole bunch. We want just one. There it is. So we would draw an arrow from here to here to say that is the next piece in the story of the puzzle. Now this one has a whole bunch of zigzags, and we saw a whole bunch over here, didn't we? So this would be the next one. And then here's one round notch, and here's one round knob that goes in there. So let's see if we got it right. Here's Rebecca looking at Esau going hunting. She tells Jacob, go put on some goat clothes and give your daddy some stew. Esau comes back from hunting, and Jacob is banished. That's the last one. That's the way the story looks today. If you were here and I had a take-home page for you, I would be able to read you the story in a rhyme. Here's the way it looks. Isaac was the father, Rebekah was the mother. They had twin sons, each one was a brother. One son was Jacob. He took more than his share. He had taken Esau's birthright. He really wasn't fair. But now Father Isaac had grown old and couldn't see. He said, I must bless Esau while it still can be. Well, Jacob and Rebekah overheard Isaac's plan. The two of them decided to fool this old man. Jacob had the birthright. He'd get the blessing too. He didn't care if the things he said were true. Jacob and his mother got skins from a goat. They made Jacob feel hairy. Then he put on Esau's coat. Now Jacob smelled like Esau. He felt like Esau too. To his poor blind father, Jacob took a bowl of stew. Esau was thinking something might be wrong. He said, are you really? Isaac was thinking something might be wrong. He said, are you really Esau? Esau's big and strong. You feel and smell like Esau. I can touch you standing near. But you don't sound like Esau, is it Jacob's voice I hear? But Jacob was sure he could fool his old dad. He didn't tell the truth. The thing he did was bad. Father Isaac was fooled. He blessed his younger son. When Esau came back home, Isaac knew he'd blessed the wrong one. Esau was angry. Esau was sad. He cried because his blessing went to Jacob. He got mad. Now Jacob was afraid. He would have to run away. Many years would pass before he could come home to stay. Everyone was hurt. when Jacob told what was not true. But we can tell the truth. It makes us happy, me and you. My phone is ringing. I need to stop this for a minute. So the important thing about the lesson today is to tell the truth. I think you kids know how to do that. We've got a puppet show, and then I have a special story to read to you. Have you seen my mom? No, buddy, I haven't seen your mom today. What are you doing? Well, I was just wondering, is something wrong? No, nothing at all. Well, oh, maybe just a little bit wrong. You seem a little nervous. No. Well, you're acting like something is wrong. Do you want something you don't want anybody to know about? Yeah. Oh. Boys and girls, what do you think you should do? Maybe if you tell somebody, you'll feel better? I think maybe you would. Well, I was playing with my ball in the living room, and I was having lots of fun, so I kept wagging my tail, and, well, do you wag your tail? No, that's more of a dog thing. Well, I was wagging my tail, and, I was running around, and my tail hit a vase, and it knocked it to the floor. It was my mom's special vase, and it broke. Uh-oh. Well, did you tell your mom? Say you're sorry? No. I ran off because she doesn't know that I broke it, and maybe she won't think it was me. She might think that the wind knocked it over, and that's good. I think I'll tell her the wind knocked it over. Oh. It sounds like you want to tell your mom a lie. Oh, yeah, I'm scared to tell her the truth because Mom told me to play outside and I played inside instead, and that's why her vase got broken. Oh, buddy, I know your mama loves you very much, and I think she would rather have you tell the truth. I think she will be sad if she thinks you lied to her. Oh, yeah. You know what? When people lie, or when doggies lie, then we never know when we can trust them. Trust is the most important thing. And if you lie, then next time when she says, will you stay in the yard? And you say, yeah, I'll stay in the yard. She won't know if she can believe you. Because she'll say to herself, oh, but you know what? Buddy lied to me before. It's very important to tell the truth. I bet your mama would like to hear the truth. Boys and girls, what do you think? Should he tell the truth? See, they think so too. Yeah, these kids are pretty smart. You should listen to them. Okay. Well, I guess I could tell her. That's a good idea. And you know what? You won't feel like you have to hide anymore if you tell the truth. Yeah, okay. I think I hear my mom calling me. I'll go tell her what really happened. Thanks for helping me, kids. Thanks for helping me, teacher. You're fine. You're welcome, buddy. Bye. See you next time. That buddy, he's full of good ideas, isn't he? That wasn't a very good idea, was it? He needed to go tell his mom the truth. Well, because we have Daddy's Day coming up, I wanted to read you a book about daddies. And I also wanted to have you think about some things you could do with your daddy that would be fun. So we played a game one time. I don't know if you recall it. It's called Blind Man's Bluff, and it's a little bit like our story today. So you get some kind of a cap or a covering for your eyes, and you want to get something so you really, really can't see. You don't want something where you can see a little bit underneath or where you can see through. Because that's kind of cheating. That's a little bit like lying. If you say, I can't see, but really you can see a little bit, that's kind of cheating and lying. And we don't want that because it makes it so the game's not so fun. So instead, get something like a winter cap and pull all the way down over your eyes so you really can't see anything. And you've got to have some people ready to play with you, maybe your whole family. Maybe try and get your daddy to do it with you. You could even let him have the cap over his eyes first. I bet your daddy won't cheat. So then you all get near the person and you spin that person around, and then the person has to reach out. Everybody else stands still. They have to reach out and touch somebody. Just by feeling them, they have to say, who is this? Oh, I think this is Daffy. Do I have Daffy? And then they can look, and yes, I had Daffy. Or maybe they'll say, well, I think this is, and they'll figure out which child it is. And I bet your daddy can tell which one it is just by touching you and smelling you. I don't think you'd be able to fool him. That's a fun game to try, and you could play it with your daddy. Sometimes people like to make things for their daddy for Father's Day. You might want to paint a rock. You might want to go play ball or read a book. You might want to play chase, or maybe you would like to think of, what does your daddy like to do? Does your daddy like to ride a bike? Does your daddy like to play catch? Maybe your daddy likes to do gardening or work in the yard. Whatever your daddy wants to do, he probably would like to do it with you. So spend a little time with your daddy, and you know the best gift of all? Give him a hug and say, I love you, Daddy. He'll be really happy with that. Let's read the Daddy book. This is a very old book, and I had to change some of the words in it. Some of the words aren't quite right. So this is the Daddy book. It's by Robert Stewart, and the pictures are by Don Madden. And it's such an old book, it's falling apart. The Daddy book. D is for Daddy, who wears ties. Ties and bow ties. Does your daddy wear a tie? Socks. Long socks, short socks, dark socks, bright socks, and trousers, and pants, and belts. I'm going to move this a little bit so that you can see better and I can read the book better. And daddies wear sweaters and mufflers, that's like scarves, and hats and coats and raincoats and shoes, lots of shoes and sneakers and boots. Daddies have all kinds of shirts. Do you see the kind of shirt your daddy wears on there? Some daddies are tall, some daddies are short, some daddies are thin, some daddies are fat. So this is one of the pages where I had to change the words. This used to say some daddies are white, some daddies are black, some daddies are red, some daddies are yellow. But that's just silly, because nobody is those colors. Here's white. Look at white next to my arm. Nobody's this color. And here's black. Nobody's that color. We're all shades of brown and tan and beige. Some of them are darker, some of them are lighter, but nobody's red or yellow or black or white. Daddy's skins come in all shades of beige, tan, and brown. The color of skin does not make someone a daddy. Sometimes daddy has the same color skin as you, but not always. Some daddies have short hair. Some daddies have long hair, and some daddies have no hair. Some daddies have beards, and some daddies have mustaches. Does your daddy have some facial hair like that? Daddies have razors and razor blades, and shaving cream and electric shavers, and aftershave lotion and deodorant, and combs and brushes, and big towels and toothbrushes, and toothpaste and soap. Daddies have wristwatches and wallets and checkbooks and briefcases and attaché cases and pens and keys. Some daddies have lawn mowers and fishing rods and tennis rackets and golf clubs. Some daddies wear glasses. Some daddies smoke pipes. A lot of daddies have cameras and projectors and big screen TVs, and they have tape recorders and record players and radios. I don't think very many of your daddies have record players anymore. This is a really old book, remember? Miss Patty has a record player, don't I? Some daddies have a toolbox, and in the toolbox there is a hammer, a saw, some nails, some screws, a screwdriver, pliers, a wrench, paint brushes, a drill, a tape measure. Daddy uses his tools to hang curtains and pictures, to paint walls and roofs, to fix tables and chairs and cribs and strollers and toys and bicycles and tricycles. Does your daddy do some fixing for you? Some daddies work in big buildings. There are big elevators and offices with desks. We don't have any big buildings like that in Fairbanks, do we? And telephones and typewriters and adding machines and filing cabinets and computers. Some daddies are doctors. Some daddies are lawyers. Some daddies are farmers. Some daddies are policemen or firefighters. Some daddies drive buses. Some daddies drive taxis or subway trains or trucks. Some daddies are workmen who drive cranes or bulldozers with scoops. Some daddies drive steamrollers or tractors. And here's a whole bunch of jobs that some daddies do. What does your daddy do? Here's architect, artist, advertising, actor, acrobat, businessman, boxer, carpenter, car salesman, dentist, director, electrician, engineer, hairdresser, handyman, ice cream man, journalist, lab assistant, mechanic, musician, poet, painter, post office worker, salesman, singer, scientist, script writer, technician, waiter, window cleaner, zookeeper. Sometimes daddies stay home while mommies go to work. Sometimes, if daddy's gone to work, when he comes home, he brings newspapers or toys or groceries or something for mommy. Some daddies like to sit in a big chair when they come home from work. Some daddies like to eat a big dinner or watch television. Some daddies play games with their little boys or girls. Does your daddy help you build with things like blocks? Does your daddy help you put things in the dollhouse? Some daddies help you sail boats in the bathtub. Does your daddy help you put your racetrack together or read you stories? Does he pull you in a wagon or put you on his shoulders or let you ride on his back? Does he swing you up in the air? Where does daddy go when he has a day off? Does he go for a ride in the car or the subway, on a bus? Does he take you in a taxi or a station wagon, or maybe for a ride on his bike? Sometimes daddies take their children to the zoo. We don't have a zoo very close to us. Or to the park, or to play baseball or football. Some daddies go skating or skiing or swimming or boating. Some daddies like to go on picnics. Does your daddy like a picnic? Does he buy you ice cream or popcorn or balloons? Sometimes daddy does the same things mommy does. He changes diapers, he cooks dinner, he washes dishes, he gives you a bath, puts your jammies on, puts you into bed. Uh-oh. Sometimes daddies get cranky. Does your daddy ever tell you to eat all your food? Wash your hands? Stay in bed? Pick up your toys? But all daddies love their little boys and girls no matter what. Good night, Daddy. So this week is a time to especially celebrate your daddy. And you could tell him a story. You could give him a hug. Be sure you tell him the truth. See if you can get him to play a game with you. Okay. And remember, Jesus loves you. Bye for now.